Hey, Pete Staggy here from B2B Clarity. In the world of B2B, marketing can get very complicated very fast. That's because there are so many different people involved, both in your company, but also in your target prospects. Knowing who to target and how to engage them can help you simplify your marketing and actually be more efficient and more effective with less effort. I want to talk about three things you can do to help achieve this. First, know your buying team. By definition, B2B is B2B businesses are selling to other businesses rather than individuals, as in B2C, which is focused on single consumers typically. This group of people at your prospects have to agree to buy what you have to offer them. So there's a very important team dynamic that you have to understand to be successful. So take the time to map that out. Understand who influences that decision, what their role is, and everything you can about that team dynamic. But this is where things can go awry in B2B marketing. Rather than gearing up to create demand generation paths and sales outreach equally to all of those players, you need to focus. Rather than spread yourself out to those maybe half dozen different players, use the 80-20 rule and find the one person on that team that, if you had to choose, would be the one with the most influence that's going to drive this decision. It's not always 80%, but it's typically one person that has an extra amount of influence on getting this done. And then focus your marketing around that single person. You can always expand later, and this way you can get it done and get it right. Also remember, it might be somebody outside of the company. One client of mine focused on a partner as being a key influencer to get them into the door to a group of customers that didn't know them, and they needed to have that trust. Keep it simple, and you can grow from there. And then the third thing is you need one story for all of your buying team. So you're starting with this message and targeting that decision maker. But if you create this single story first that tells your value in a broad way, you can then tell versions of that story, of that message, to each of the people on the decision team. That's important because you can't be in control of who gets which information. And while your message for a CFO might be different than your message for a president or an operations leader, you want them all to rhyme. You want them to have the same message, just said in a different way. This will make a huge difference because rather than confusing messages that cancel each other out, you will have reinforcing messages that build a story within your target environment. So resist the temptation to go big, start small, and deliver marketing programs that work for your decision maker, and then grow from there. I hope you found this useful, and I would love to chat more with you about it. You can reach me on my LinkedIn account or at my website.